Day 5. How many days are there? Man, I wish I had 2 days off in a row. It was up until 11 p.m. playing that Dragano. I can't remember the last time I got so engrossed in a story like that. When I reached my cubicle, I see Enya talking to a colleague of ours. I adjust my headphones to try and hear what they're saying.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh, your puppy sounds so cute. What's his name? Penguin! He's an absolute... Or is that Penguin? Whatever. He's an absolute sweetheart. Penguin, just like protagonist in No Escape 888? Both of them turn to me and I immediately want to crawl into my cubicle. Well, I can't back out now, otherwise that'll make things even more awkward. Weird question, but is your dog named after the protagonist from No Escape? I see her eyes shine with recognition and breathe a sigh of relief. Yes, No Escape is one of my favorite series. My gosh, I need to know. Who's your favorite character? Oh, and what did you think of the third game? Because, oh man, I feel like I'm the only one in the world who likes that game. I blink a few times, stunned into silence. Ah, sorry, I've been dying to talk to you about games, but I wasn't sure how to approach you. I was scared of being a bother since you were always hyper-focused at work or listening to music. I'll let you get to it. Sorry again for rambling. With a look of dismay, she turned back to Enya. We can talk about it over lunch then. Shit, what's her name? Oh, come think of her name. You could definitely see her picture before Sydney! She reaches her hand out to me. It's nice to finally meet you, Diana. Well, she knew your name. With a smile, I take her hand and shake it. Yes, same here. She wheels herself back over to her desk. Well, I should get back to work, but it was fun chatting with you both. Kinda needed some levity in this work-heavy week. She gives us a tiny wave before disappearing into her cubicle. Yeah. Annie and I sit down in our respective cubicles and ready to start the day. So... His voice rings from above, and I looked up to see him peeking over the divider. How did you sleep last night?
Thank you.
Really well, and it's all thanks to you. Instead of laying in my bed to go back to sleep, I played a game to help me ease my mind.
Really?
Really? I'm so glad. What did you play? Well... Is it like a tiger or like a dragon? It keeps changing. I spent the day playing like a tiger. Oh, I've heard that of that game. It's been mostly through memes. I actually don't know anything about the character or the story. It looks like a ton of fun from what I've seen. It is, though. I'm not really sure it'll be quite your speed. If you ever want to check it out, I know that Like a Tiger 7 is great for newcomers. That one has turn-based combat. I can hear Enya typing on their phone. Wish listed it on Dream last night. Oh, is Dream Steam?
Excuse me?
What is this I see? My employees slacking off? My oh my. Enya and I freeze, eyes wide open. You two to my office. Huh? What did we... Now. Fueled by fear, I get up and rush to Godric's office without a word. As Enya and Godric trail behind me, I overhear the tail end of their conversation. I expected better of you, Enya. It's unfortunate, really.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Godric. And hearing Enya whimper out an apology makes my heart ache. When we enter Godric's office, I take my usual seat at the chair directly in front of him. Enya takes the seat next to me. Godric leans against his wooden desk, arms crossed and his index finger tapping his arm ever so slowly. So, care to explain why I saw you goofing around when you should be working? Aye. Godric, we were only talking. Quiet, Enya. I want to hear from your mentor, the one who's supposed to make sure you're set up for success here at Mad Lobster. Godric leans forward.
Did I stutter?
So, are you going to answer my question, or am I going to make another note in your file about being unproductive at work?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir. He clicks his tongue. Sorry isn't going to cut it, Diana. It's because of employees like you that we're behind schedule. That's because no, that's not right, is it? It's because we're all swamped with work. We can't meet deadlines when we're focused on millions of things that we're all considered urgent. We're not robots, we're people, for fuck's sake. I want to cry. I want to cry so badly, but I don't want to give Godric the satisfaction of walking me back down. Now again, I won't break down in front of him again. But it's not hard when... It's so hard not to when he's just berating me, making me feel like absolute dog shit. So sick of it. I'm so sick of his bullshit. Seriously? I took on mentoring Enya when I told you that I already had a lot on my plate. I helped Enya when we were struggling with documentation, like a good mentor should. I had a meeting with Digital Rush team, and we were organized a plan. I can't help when circumstances happen and put them behind schedule. Trying my best not to break down, I stare at Godric, and despite the cold pointed glare he's giving, make sure not to look away.
Godric! I'm doing the best that I can! What more do you want from me?
Oh, poor Diana. Yet, despite all that, you still managed to disappoint me. It appears your best isn't good enough. And just like that, the floodgates open. I don't care what you do, and quite frankly, I don't care what's happening over at Digital Rush. I have shareholders to appease, and they care about results. And if we don't provide them with timely results, they'll cut our funding. Let me tell you, they're quite peeved because we've been missing deadlines. I was hoping to smooth things over earlier next week during our quarterly conference call, but I can't do that, not without any good results at least. And it's all because you aren't doing your best. Godric? Enya's whispers don't seem to reach him because he continues on with his tirade.
You know I can get rid of you, right?
You're nothing special, Diana. I can replace you, just like that.
You can. I'm just another cog in his twisted machine. One thing can easily be replaced in a matter of weeks. Godric, stop! Amongst the white noise of my thoughts, Enya's voice breaks through like a bright light in the darkness. They stand up in their chair, their bald hands and shaking uncontrollably, and a drip of sweat rolls down their forehead, but they stand tall and firm.
Don't talk to Diana like that.
Enya? What are they doing?
Excuse me?
I can't let you talk to her like she's yesterday's trash. She's a person, for Christ's sake. She has feelings. Can't you see that she's crying? Godric nonchalantly looks at my tear-stained face. There's not even a hint of remorse behind those crimson eyes, only malice. Just because she isn't a machine who can't things out in a matter of seconds doesn't mean she isn't doing her job. She's passionate about what she does. You can see she's in it, and you can see it in how she works and acts. She sat with me at lunch so I wouldn't be left alone. She let me join the Digital Rush meeting so I could understand how they work. She even encouraged me to speak my mind when I was too nervous to do something. She helped me when I was struggling on my first day, even when she had other things she needed to do. She prioritized me over herself. Dull blush. I couldn't have asked for a better mentor. And can't let someone who loves video games so much be beaten down at what considered a dream job for her and so many people. You can hear Enya's fist tighten, unable to hold back his anger any longer. So just cut her a damn break already. She's doing more than enough. The sudden sharpness in Enya's tone catches us both off guard, and for a moment the room is silent, but so tense, so much so that it's suffocating. As he rhythmically taps his arm, Godric stares daggers at Enya, and just like me, Enya's demeanor falters ever so slightly. I'm scared of what he might be thinking in that rotted head of his. Before he can open his mouth, I stand up and put myself between Godric and Enya.
I'm sorry.
Godric, I apologize for Enya's behavior. Diana? Oh, do you now? Well, if you truly are sorry, you can do more than make up for it by catching up on your tasks.
Did I stutter?
I expect you to work a little later tonight. Do you make myself clear? No, late night, huh? Just as long as Enya doesn't have to feel his wrath, it's okay. It'll be okay. I'll be okay. Yes. Godric's smile morphed into a chilling grin. Good. You're both free to go. But remember, Diana, I expect results, and I expect them soon. If you fail to produce them, I won't hesitate signing your pink slip. Of course. Enya and I quietly make our way to the exit. You're welcome. I drag myself out of Godric's office. Once I close the door, I turn to Enya. No, we're gonna thank him. Enya, a good person. I should yell at him. I really should. What he did back there was dumb and rash. But it was also courageous. Even when they were cowering under God's menacing gaze. Wow, my mouth is bad today. They stood tall and firm. He stood up for me. He said words that I've been too scared to even say. He found something in me worth fighting for. Can I hug you? Of course you can. With his consent, I pull Enya in to a hug. I squeeze him extra tight. How long has it been since I last hugged someone that wasn't my red panda plushie? I miss doing this. I miss having someone I could call a friend. Thank you. No problem. Enya pats me gently on the back. I know how much you love video games, Diana. It shows up on your desk and in your work. This is a job you should be happy to have. You shouldn't be crying at your dream job. He's right. I should be happy. I should love working on video games. I did when I made Game Jam titles. I did when I first started working here. But eventually Godric got to me. He turned something I used to love into something I despise. You're right, Enya. Bringing up the hug, I wipe away the tears in my eyes, though this time they're happy tears. Now let's get back to work and make Dinah win the best game we can make, shall we? Let's do it. Lead the way, mentor. With Enya trailing behind me, we head back down to the office, reinvigorated. That was shitty. Day 6. It's dark all around me. Dark all around me and a bit hard to see, but I'm not afraid. The darkness has a gentleness to it. It makes me relaxed and safe, like a foggy sky when it's about to rain. Like rain itself. A small light trails on the floor and creates a walkable path to my right. The only sounds I can hear are my own breathing and a strange sort of whistling. It's coming from a safe place as the light. Any reasonable person would probably try to avoid it, but something about it calls to me. I have to go. My feet start walking in the direction of the cry. The more I walk, the closer it gets. And I walk and walk and walk until I find an odd cubicle, not very different from the one where I work at. My hands begin to tremble, but I want to keep going. Want to see. Step, 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 forward and all the way. Don't hesitate, don't hide, don't close yourself up. And with a final sprint, I arrive. The cubicle is exactly how I remember it, save for one difference. I have an itch. Ah. There's a red panda on my chair. Stares. No, she stares right through me. Her whistles turn into sorrow. Her paws grip her tail with vigor. She shakes, she trembles, she quivers. I crouch down in front of the chair and take her into my arms. She's warm, tender, kind, and she's full of dreams. You're okay, Diana. You're going to be okay. A ray of sunshine pierces through the windows and glass and makes me come around. Okay. My eyes are a little wet, and I'm clutching onto something soft and squishy. The red panda plushie looks at me. I smile and hold on to it tightly, surrendering to its coziness. It'll be okay. The trip from my home to the office is a bit of a blur, but I can still taste the peach tea and scones I had before leaving. I should recommend these to Enya. The nearby bakery really does make the best pastries. Yesterday was hectic. I'm sure neither they nor I expect to be chewed out by Godric so relentlessly. Well, maybe I did, but I didn't expect Enya to stand up for me. At some point, the yelling, the berating, the abuse, they became so commonplace that it was easier to endure it all. Enya, though, they're different. No matter who is on top, he seems to have a strong sense of justice and doesn't tolerate when things go too far. Both head and heart are in a good place. Didn't I tell him how boundaries are important a few days ago? And yet mine got trampled constantly by a piece of shit. I wonder who was the actual mentor during this whole week, because I feel like I've learned so much about what's truly important by embracing Enya's fresh perspective on things. I'm about to head into my cubicle when I spot two familiar faces in the further corner of the room. Godric is wearing his typical sardonic smile and chatting about something. I can't hear what. I'm too far away, while Enya is oddly quiet. Oh my god, is this about what happened yesterday? Is he threatening them with something? The famous red-eyed glance at me for a moment before turning back to Enya and patting him on the shoulder. It's not a reassuring pat, it's condescending. Godric turns around, his steps fading into the distance. Whatever it is that Godric told them, it can't be anything good. I've never seen Enya so crushed, not even when something upset them. I sprint in their direction, and before they get a chance to react, I grab them by the shoulder as gently as I can. Are you alright? Holy heck, Diana, you startled me! Where did you come from?
Enya.
Okay, you win. Please don't look at me like that. We shouldn't talk about this at work, but maybe when it's over? I squeeze their shoulders. Promise? Enya pats one of my hands and gives me a dazzling smile. Promise. I give them a nod before walking them back to our respective cubicle. Panda. The rest of the day is rather uneventful, especially considering that Enya's mentorship is pretty much over. There's not much else to teach them outside of a few technical things from a couple of programs we use at the company. They're also a fast learner. I'm sure they do great more the more they get used to the game dev environment. He's good at taking the initiative too, doesn't always wait for me to tell him what to do. Once they have a clear direction, they make the most out of their research and are able to come up with a very creative solution. Not everyone can do that, at least not without a couple of years' experience. But is Mad Lobster truly the place for him? What if it holds him back? I don't want them to go through the same thing I did. They don't deserve to have their passion destroyed into a million pieces. Diana? I raise my head and see Enya peeking from behind his cubicle. Who would have thought that something I initially found annoying ended up becoming so endearing? What is it? Do you need help with something? Yes, no. Well, not exactly what you have in mind. It's not about work? My mind goes back to the events of this morning. Right, Godric. He promised to tell me about it after work. I only have a couple of things left to finish and I'll be done. Digital Rush contacted me earlier than expected.
Really?
Really, that's great. Isn't it? Ralph told me the suggestion you gave them the other day was a huge help. It made the process much faster, so they were able to finish the spine animations before Sunday. All that's left is to revise them. I'm so glad. Enya's smile is genuine, but the mildness in his voice and the way his shoulders drop are a huge giveaway that he's not his usual self. Are you done with your tasks for the day? Yes, I sent you the documents by email. Should I send them on Slash too? No, don't worry. That's more than enough. Listen, I'll finish revising Digital Rush's folder and then we can head over to my place. What do you say? We're going to your? I cover their mouth with my hand before they can finish what they're about to say. You don't have to scream it to the whole office. You're going to give people the wrong idea. And he nods vigorously in his smile and let him go. Remember when I gave you that croissant a few days ago? Oh yeah, it was really good. I think you said something about a bakery being nearby? It's very close to the bus stop near the office, and it so happens that today is Saturday. And he looks at me as if I'd grown two heads. There's a special pastry that they only make on Saturday. If you really want to try it, it's the cutest little... Shit, I got carried away. Your sweet tooth is pretty amazing. I clear my throat and pretend to look at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'll finish this in 10 so we can get going. Gotcha! Oh, we don't get to see the bakery? After stopping by the bakery, I enter the shop alone since I want the cake's design and flavor to be a surprise. And taking the bus at the stop, Enya and I arrive at my apartment. The moment we set foot inside, I realize the huge mistake I've made. Woo! I forgot to clean up.
That's so cool.
This is so cool. You've got so many figurines and posters. No Escape 888, Ace Lawyer, Pocket Monsters? Yeah, sorry about the mess. Mess? What mess? You should see my room. It's completely... Oh my god, is that another Final Crystal 7 figurine? Right, it's Enya we're talking about. Of course they wouldn't care about something being a little messy. Besides, they wear their heart on their sleeve, so I know they're telling the truth. You can hold it if you want. For a few seconds, a few very long seconds, Enya stares at the floor, not knowing how to react. Then he looks at me like I've just said the most insane thing imaginable. Are you sure? I give his shoulder a few pats. Very, I'll go ahead and get you something to drink. How about you a can of lemon soda at the cafeteria before leaving the office? That's your favorite, right? You remembered! It's not hard when your cubicle is full of them. Not that I'm much better with how many bottles of peach juice mine is. Thank you, I could use some lemon soda right now. Roger that. While I prepare a couple of glasses for the soda and juice, Enya holds the figurine as if it were made of porcelain. Look at that phone. That phone has seen better days, but it has cute figurines. Dude, phones don't really have the little thingy for figurines anymore. You have to get a case with it on it nowadays, huh? At least here in the States. They take out their phone, a pale blue model with a few cracks on the screen and their adorable character charms attached to it, and snap a picture. This fun gaze almost distracts me from getting the cake, but I make my way to the kitchenette's cupboard and take a small plate and fork. Finally, I grab the bakery's paper bag and take out the beautiful sponge cake with lemon icing, cream swirls, and a cute bear made of chocolate mousse. It's even got a little tail. And it's almost too adorable to eat. I'm glad I took a gazillion pictures of it before buying it. Alright. Once I finish preparing everything on a small tray, I head over to the table, which is rather petite, I have to say, and place the glasses and plate on top. You can come over now. Sorry, I don't have any proper seats aside from my computer chair, but we can sit on these cushions. Thank you, Diana. I thought her apartment was small. After leaving the figurine back on top of the drawer, Enya takes a couple of steps towards the table where he puts his phone and sits right next to me. The cake takes him by surprise. Even a small smile colors his lips, though he's quick to go back to the dejected demeanor of this morning.
Listen.
You're starting to worry me, Enya. What happened? They don't answer right away. Instead, they play with the fork on the plate and make a tiny cut on the cake. The fork slides under the piece and slowly travels from the plate to Enya's mouth. For a split second, their eyes closed. They must have tasted the lemon icing. But they open once again when the chocolate and cream make themselves known. Enya's lips quiver. His shoulders begin to shake, and then it brews. Flood of tears brew, and it doesn't stop. Godric wants to fire me.
What?
What?
This isn't fair.
Godric, he said he wants to fire me because of what happened yesterday, because of what I said. At this point, Enya is bawling his eyes out. My heart rings in pain. But what else could I do? He was being awful, treating you like like a piece of shit. Is this what working at Mad Lobster's... No, what working at any game company that's big enough means? You have to follow everything you're told, no questions asked? Being at the mercy of a narcissistic asshole who only knows how to order everyone around despite being the one who works the least? Their voice shakes with intensity, with such a guttural rawness that I would have a hard time recognizing it if they weren't right next to me. His anger, his frustration, the way his whole body trembles with every word he yells. It reminds me of myself. Enya,
I didn't think it'd be like this.
I worked so hard to get this job. I kept sending resumes every day. I kept practicing my skills by making my own games. I kept trying to get to know people in hopes of joining the game dev community. Is this what you've been putting up with all these years? Does he treat you like that every day? I glanced down on my lap. How do you do it, Diana? How? My skirt gets wrinkled from the way I'm squeezing it. Look at me. Please. How do I do it? No, why do I do it? Deep down, I've always known the answer to the question. I gave up. I simply gave up. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't always like this. At first, it was exactly like you mentioned on your first name, a dream job. I made friends, I fell in love, I designed a couple features and mechanics, I even learned a bit of coding down the line. Then, one of our games got cancelled and things started to change. People were replaced, deadlines were cut shorter, and crunch, which was something we normally would never did unless it was absolutely necessary, became the norm. I still remember the day one of my friends couldn't come to work because her kid had a high fever and no one could look after them. You know what Godric told her? The game industry is a competitive one, and if you can't keep up with the pace, then you're better off being a housewife. Enya frowns and grits their teeth. When that happened, I did nothing. I kept making excuses that my job was too important. I was afraid Godric would take advantage of the situation and fire me too. I scoff. Well, you already know he didn't fire me, but on that day I lost a friend. I lost more than a friend, I lost myself. I started doing everything for my career. I worked my butt off to the point where I would sacrifice meals and sleep in order to meet a deadline. I wasn't even seeing people outside my office, not even my partner. I became the model employee, and eventually it costed me my relationship. But even then, it was never enough. There was always something to complain about, always something imperfect. And if I dared to question anything, things would get overly complicated, and I'd be reminded of what happened to my friend. I'd be reminded of what I did, of what this company turned me into. At some point, everything just became numb. Diana. God, I'm so stupid. I should have realized sooner that something wasn't right. And now, I don't even know if I'm cut out for this industry. I close my hand and bonk him lightly on the head. What? Don't sell yourself short. But you did something. You stood up to Godric. You fought for what was right. I put my hand on his shoulder. And you reminded me what's truly important. I did? What's that? This confusion makes me chuckle. You're seriously asking me? Gosh, sometimes I don't even know whether you're too humble or too naive to take a compliment. I get that a lot. I take a deep breath. Since the very first moment I met you, all you've shown me was the excitement, passion, and diligence. It didn't matter if it was work itself or a puzzle you couldn't figure out. You always faced everything with enthusiasm and outstanding desire to learn. Sorry. I look him in the eye. Enya, you remind me that making games should make you happy. That life isn't about feeling empty. It's about feeling joy, anger, sadness, the whole rainbow of emotions. You reminded me that you don't have to be perfect. And that you are worth it. You'll always be worth it. They gasp audibly, and for a few moments, they don't say anything, as if they're still processing my words. However, I don't have to wait long. For the first time in the day, Enya shows me a radiant smile. A smile that is noticeable not only on the lips, but also in the wrinkles under his eyes. You're right. You're right. Making games should make you happy. Thank you, Diana. No, thank you. Enya laughs and wipes a semi-dried tear on his cheek with a corner of his hand. But where does that leave us? Is there anything left for us to do? We're just two people, not a whole company. I've been putting it off long enough. I've been trying to deny the opportunity because it was too risky. It is risky. But sometimes a leap of faith is all that you have. I've always considered myself to be a trier. And do you mind if I take a look at my laptop? That's kind of random, but sure. I promise this is relevant. You'll see. And he gives me a thumbs up, and I take it as my cue to check on my computer. My finger stands on the keyboard until I get into my Noodle Mail account. Going through... Do you not just have a bookmark? Going through the bar on the left, I click onto the trash bin and scroll down until I find what I'm looking for. I right-click and move it to inbox. What's that? And it peeks over my shoulder. A journalist requesting an interview. We're going to say yes. You want me to be there too?
Let's do this. Together.
Day 7. Today's the day. I keep repeating the same phrase over and over again. In my thoughts, in my mumbles. I even texted any of those exact words the moment I woke up. Ah! I hear some chuckling coming from the cubicle in front of me. When I raise my head, Enya's there grinning at me. What are you doing? And he doesn't say anything. Instead, he points at my phone with the movement of his eyes. I grab it and check my message. I see you fidgeting, Diana. No, you're startling me over here. What's next? Nonsensical voice messages? Enya and I agreed beforehand that we shouldn't talk much in the office, at least not outside of our lunch break, before knowing how the situation's going to end. Chatting on the phone, on the other hand. Oh, wow. Perhaps I should record myself saying a famous quote from Final Fantasy VII. What? Why? I mean, don't you want an awesome and magnificent new alarm? With Clyde's voice making you jump right away after expressing disappointment in you for sleeping in? Enya, what the hell? You owe me a pizza, Diana. Oh my god. I need you to think the stairs are talking, Diana. You need to get up. Stop like Clyde Strife would say that. Get help. Oh, what even is this conversation? Enya sends a bunch of laughing emojis. Are you feeling a little better? Thought I'd say something stupid to make you relax. Enya, look, I'm just being honest. I'm scared shitless right now. But I'm not alone. And neither are you. Together, remember? Like you told me yesterday. Looking at you once again. Their smile looks softer now, with wrinkles in the corner of their eyes. I have to take a brief breath as not to not cry. But even when everything is in my body telling me to let the waterworks out, I hold on. I hold on and return their smile. I have all the time in the world to cry happy tears later. Thanks to Enya's reassurance, the rest of the morning goes by rather peacefully. We managed to make a good chunk of progress on our task, even finish some of them. I stretched my arms for a couple of seconds until a mane of rainbow color stands in front of me. Oh, I'm so hungry. I could eat a whole tree, maybe two. That much? I don't think you'd live to tell the tale. Oh, on the contrary. On the contrary. I can read. I'll be the first person to succeed and appear in all the news. I'll be famous. They point their finger at me. You'll see. I try holding back a snort, but soon enough I'm laughing out loud. What's happening? I should be scared out of my wits, and yet here I am laughing my ass off at a joke that's not even funny. Well, maybe a little. Whatever you say, Enya. His grin broadens and I can see a dimple forming on his cheek. Lunch? Yeah, let's go. I think they have a vegan buffalo chicken sandwich on the menu today.
Really?
Oh man, I've got to try that. Then. Guys! Before I finish talking, Sydney approaches us with a bewildered, almost incredulous look on her face. Hey Sydney, are you on lunch break too? Forget lunch, have you seen the article from Heart to Pen? I give Enya an imperceptible nod. What are you talking about? What article? Sorry, I was swamped with work, so I didn't see anything. Sydney takes out her phone and flashes it in front of us. The screen shows a user from Tweeter. Okay. Linking the article, after sharing a few words of disapproval. It's about Mad Lobster. It went viral. Right as she says those words, I notice a couple of my coworkers who were standing a few steps from us whispering amongst themselves while looking at their phones. I hurriedly check my own and notice a missed email from Aiden, the journalist, sent about an hour ago. I tap on it and start reading. Here is the article. Thank you and your coworker for lending your time. Having to voice your experiences will prove that there are still issues going on in the company. I'll shut down any naysayers who've tried to label your former colleagues as disgruntled employees. As promised, you and everyone else who's provided me quotes and insights are anonymous sources. Thank you for being brave enough to come forward and help drive change where it is needed. Holding back tears, I click on the link and it opens up a website. The headline reads, Mad Lobster employee describes CEO as oppressive and abusive. In a day and age where studios are prioritizing profits over ethics and basic humanity, it's unfortunate that to see yet another studio join the list of such abhorrent behavior rather than do right by their employees. Mad Lobster Interactive, the developer behind an upcoming Urk fantasy title, Dynawind, whatever, has been described by current and former employees as an impressive place to work due to their abusive CEO Godric Anderson. I thought it was part of something special. Everyone was so welcoming. Even Anderson was. It was like a family away from home. That is until 6 months in, when Anderson's demeanor changed and I got to see him for the heartless monster he truly was, said one ex-developer. She recounted the time when Anderson refused to give her the day off for a family emergency despite having vacation days stocked up. My 4-year-old had gotten a fever and no one could watch him. I called Anderson, crying my eyes out, begging him to give me the day off. And you know what he said? He told me if you can't keep up with the pace, then you're better off being a housewife. I never saw his face again, said the ex-employee. Refusing days off and telling his staff to work long, grueling hours is the norm at Mad Lobster. Everyone we've interviewed has confirmed this to us. Am I gonna have to read the whole article? The talent at Mad Lobster is truly something else. When I worked there, it was always in awe of the creativity in the room. We were all so passionate about things, but once publishers got involved, things got rough. Problems arose, said one employee. They talk about how they felt silenced by Anderson after being told to suck it up and be a man when trying to raise concerns about crunch. One current employee details their experience as a living nightmare though they entered into the studio joyfully, their feelings for the company quickly soured once they were thrown countless tasks with unattainable deadlines and sexist comments. Even when I stayed on after hours to meet the deadlines given to me, Anderson would still find a way to chew me out. I gave this company everything, and to him it wasn't good enough. Their co-worker, who also currently backed up their claim, saying they witnessed firsthand internet abuse towards them. We entered the industry because we love to make games. We do anything to make a fun product that'll make the players smile and forget their troubles, but is our suffering really worth that? This type of behavior from a CEO isn't anything new. As noted earlier, the entire experience from Mad Lobster Interactive is yet another case of abuse in the games industry. I wish this was like a fantasy and not actually something that was going on in the games industry in real life. But it is. Just last year, we have seen multiple reports come out about sites like Octagon and After Effects citing similar behaviors at other studios. And that's only what's been reported on. There could be more studio executives out there abusing their power, and workers who are too scared to speak up. Justifiably so. Employees, especially marginalized employees, are afraid to come out with their stories for fear of retaliation, whether it's from higher-ups or trolls online who try to discredit them. Every year, we as a society are graced with a plethora of games that become our escape from reality. Some of them give us strength to keep going, even when we're at our lowest. And at the end of the year, we come together to celebrate these titles that were carefully crafted by the industry's finest. However, we can't ignore what's happened anymore. We need to stand alongside these hardworking individuals and elevate their voices, help them change the industry, and make it the sustainable, happy place it should be. I have to take a deep breath after I read the last line. We did it. We really did it. Godric's been exposed. My hands are shaking so much that even my phone wobbles in place. I'm going to cry. Enya touches my shoulder and gives it a few gentle pats. Thank you. Then Joseph pats and gives me a sympathetic smile. Girl, I feel you. I think I'm about to break down myself. Before any of us can answer back, Godric storms in with such ferocity that the door echoes throughout the whole office. His face livid, his eyes bursting with rage.
What? What in the world? Who did this? I demand answers! Now!
His voice dripping with fear. I'm not joking around. Who was it? Few co-workers look rather puzzled, not sure how to react. Most of them probably didn't hear about the article yet.
Well, you see...
I don't have all day. Y'all better stop this farce right this instant. The rest of us, the ones who read it, stay silent. Godric stutters from left to right looking for anything that might give him a clue on the perpetrator. His clumsy movements and jittering voice are all that can be heard throughout the room. Tell me now. His desperation makes him look so pathetic I feel secondhand embarrassment. This was the man I was so afraid of? This? Clown? You. Godric's almost in front of me when I realize it's me he's talking to. You did this, Diana. I know you did. Enya starts taking a step to get in between Godric and me, but I stop him by putting a hand on his shoulder. They look worried for a second, but their expression eases into a smile when I nod at them. For the first time since I entered this company, I face Godric. I stand straight and face him. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, sir. What? This whole week I've been working endlessly on Donwan's documentation, not to mention the whole matter of Digital Rush among other things, and taking time of Enya's mentoring. And that's if we also don't count the overtime from 2 days ago. Taking all of this into consideration and how much time it takes to schedule an interview, when would I have done this? My answer had Godric petrified. His jaw stays open for a couple of seconds, like he was processing what he just heard. His face makes a whole transformation. Shock turns into fury. The office begins to whisper. Voices tangling themselves with one another until murmurs collide into one and fill the whole space. Louder, louder, louder. Enough! Godric points his finger right in my face. You are making a huge mistake, Diana. With one final scoff, Godric storms off into the same way he came and leaves the room with a slam. Well, that was intense. You could say that again. I guess we'll have to see what happens, eh? Anyway, I have to take care of some things, so I'll see you later. Sydney waves and disappears off into her own cubicle. I'm about to head off to the cafeteria when Enya holds my shoulder once again. Diana, wait! What's wrong? Weren't we going to have some lunch? I mean, yes, but... Are you okay? I turn to Enya and for the first time in forever, I grin with my whole body. I've never been better. The Foxman's ears twitch at the moment of the magic sphere. Diana? I type the words on the noodle docs with a couple of notes regarding the programming. His tail sways from left to right. Diana? I don't know, what the hell is even this? He's not a dog, for the love of... Diana? What? Is it already? You're slouching again. Oh, come on, how many times has it been? Are you trying to compete with a shrimp from the bad posture mean? Sorry. It's been a few months since the article about Mad Lobster has been published. Although Godric didn't quit right away, his reputation was sullied so badly that he had no choice but to resign. Enya and I still work at the company, which has been under a few changes, starting with the CEO. New rules have been implemented in order to ensure situations like that one with Godric never happen again. Whether that will be effective or not, though, only time will tell. Hey, what do you think about this design? Ooh, it looks really good. But... how do you always know? I see you almost every day, Diana. I can tell when you're hesitating. Touché. Well? I think the color scheme is not quite right. Maybe a warmer palette? Oh yeah, you're right. That would look better. Thanks. No problem. I'm about to face the monitor once again, but I noticed my red panda plush lying on the bed sheets. Oh, that reminds me. How's the the rainbow panda logo coming along? You wanna see? The exaggeration in his voice makes me snort. I'm glad you asked, fellow partner. Prepare to be amazed. I got best ending? Sweet! How many endings are there? Did I know at one point and forgot? Oh, I was expecting credits. Thanks for watching. Woo! Best ending! Bye!